Hello everyone, and welcome to this second introduction video to the dashboard. The purpose of this video is to take a look at how we customize the dashboard. Prescience offers customizable dashboard that basically enables users to slice and dice the data in any way that they see fit. Some users, they may prefer to divide the data on a by factory basis, while others they might prefer to organize it in a more functional way, so having production data in one dashboard while having logistics and quality data in other dashboards. It's entirely up to the users how they want to slice and dice and organize the data. Basically, dashboards, they include various widgets such as charts, counters, KPIs, or activity streams. I have shown you one example right here, and just before proceeding to show you how you create a completely new dashboard, I just want to tell you that new widgets, they are coming along periodically based on input from your users, the users. So if you think something is missing, please let us know. Also, I just want to post a small disclaimer saying that all the data that you see in these counters and graphs, they are based on bogus test data, so let's not focus too much on that. Instead, let's focusing on creating our first dashboard. So to create a new dashboard, I go to the toolbar line of the dashboard here. You can see I already have -1 defined, but now basically I want to create my new dashboard. I'm just going to call that test, and the description, I'm just going to call that test description. There you go. I'm going to click add, and that adds my test dashboard to the dashboard toolbar. Now, of course, this dashboard is empty, so we're going to populate that in a moment. But before I do so, I just want to show you how you basically can edit, copy, and delete the dashboards. So let's start off by copying this test dashboard. Now you see I have 3 dashboards, and the last dashboard here is my copy of the test dashboard. Now I'm just going to edit that, and I want to call that, instead of copy of test, I want to call that test2, and save that. So that basically renames my dashboard. So the final step here is to, of course, delete the dashboard. And now that dashboard is done, so we can proceed with our test dashboard. And now I'm going to show you how you add widgets or contents to your dashboard. Simply move over here to the right, click add. There you will see, in this particular case, 6 widgets in the production tab. Here you will see many functional tabs, each containing the widgets that are relevant to that specific functional area. So basically these are my production widgets, and for this example here I'm going to set up a fulfillment chart. Over here you can see that there is a small description of the chart, and on the right side you can set the details. And the name that you specify here in the details is the one that is going to be displayed on the chart. The description is displayed in the tooltip. And here the target input is a specific field for this particular graph. I'm just going to leave it at 95, and then later on we'll go more into depth with the various settings that you can set up in the details. So for now I'm just going to add that. And for the sake of variety, I'm just going to add a counter also for delays. I'm happy with the name there. I'm just going to call it delays. I'm going to add that. I'm going to hit close. And as you can see now, I have both a delay counter and a fulfillment chart. So now let's talk a little bit about how to manipulate these various widgets. I'm going to hit the menu on the delays counter. And here you can see I have the option to refresh it, to edit it, to copy it, or delete it. So let me just quickly copy that. You see I get an exact replica of the widget. So I'm just going to delete that one again, so now that's gone. And I'm gonna wait a little bit with the edit. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to add a few more widgets just for the fun of it. There you go. Now you can see that I have 3 widgets. I just want to quickly show you that you can actually move the widgets around and organize them in any way that you see fit. Currently it's not possible to mix counters with graphs and vice versa. This support may come in the future though. Now moving into the settings for each of the widgets, I'm going to go with my fulfillment example down here. So I'm going to hit edit on that, and then I'm going to show you some of the attributes that you're going to find in here. First one, name and description. Let's skip those. And also the target I explained before. This is basically the fulfillment target on the graph, and whether the factory will be above or below that chart determines if the line is red or green. Okay. So for the zoom basically specifies the visual area of the graph, how much it should show. So here the zoom is set for 30 days, but it could actually be that the graph contains data for the past 100 days or 200 days. Next up is location. If you are specifying dashboards and you have access to more than one location, here you will actually be able to filter that or narrow that data down on the specific factories that you want to see. And the default setting here is all locations. Next up is the time range, and basically you can specify a custom time range, or you can go with some of the standard time ranges, where we have chosen to supply you with day, week and month for the moment. If I select week, here I get the option to select this week or last week. The reason I don't get to select next week is because this specific widget is a performance widget, and that only works with historical data, so it's not going to give you the option to include future data. Okay, and if I go and select day, you will see that the same is the case here. I can select either today or yesterday. But for now, I'm just going to go with custom. And similarly for custom, you can see that it starts with 0 days into the future because this is a performance chart. And here it will include the performance data for the past 60 days. I'm not happy with that. I'm just going to turn that up to 90. There you go. So now my graph will include data for the past 90 days. The last two drop downs here we need to talk about is group by and precision. Starting off by group by. Group by only specifies how data should be aggregated on the x-axis. So here I can determine if I want to display my information on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly or yearly basis. But it is only display options. For calculation precision, I have the precision attribute where I can basically specify if my precision needs to be daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly or yearly. So in a normal scenario, for example, I may have the due date on a Tuesday, and in reality the due date is not completed until the Thursday. So if I had a daily precision, this piece would be 2 days late. But because I have chosen a weekly precision, it is irrelevant when in the week that the piece is planned and when in the week the piece is factually finished. They will all be treated as one. So for my example here, I'm just going to keep daily. I'm going to hit save on that. It doesn't change a lot on my chart, except that it expands the horizon to include 90 days instead of 60. So the last things I want to show you here is very briefly a bit of additional functionality on the charts. These charts are interactive, so just like the widgets, just like the counters, you're able to move them around, but you're also able to put them into full screen. And this is useful if you want to display this in a presentation or on an info screen. I believe that this is it for now, so I'm going to finish off this tutorial. If you think that some of these things went a bit too fast, please feel free to watch this video again. Otherwise, tune in for my next video that's going to look into data tables.